All right, sports fans, welcome to Sports Night with Jorge. Welcome in, and thank you so much, those that have subscribed to the channels. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead, guys. We are at 272 subscribers. Thank you so much for those that have subscribed to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about playoffs, uh, which we're going to have two games on Saturdays, the 11th, and then we're going to have three games on Sunday, and then we're going to have one on Monday night. So let me get you the ones for actually Saturday. You have the Chargers at the Houston Texans. Texans are struggling, guys. Uh, they're hurting on the offensive line. Stroud's not having a good year like he had a year ago. So, it's kind of difficult when you don't have Diggs and all that. So, which I don't think he'll be back for this game anyhow. No, he suffered an injury. And that's going to be at 4:30. Then we have the rematch, Pittsburgh at Ravens. Once again, what would Lamar Jackson do? What would Pittsburgh do? Pittsburgh's going in with a major losing streak. A lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fan wants Tomlin out, Mike Tomlin, and he's been the winningest coach, but I guess that doesn't count until you win the big one. So that doesn't mean he hasn't won one. He has won the Super Bowl. So, and that's your Saturday game, January 11th. On Sunday we have Denver at Buffalo at 1 o'clock. I like Buffalo on that one. I mean, Denver, great defense. They could surprise Buffalo. The game is at 1 o'clock. It's even better. Then you have Green Bay at Philadelphia. That is a tough matchup, man. But I like Philadelphia. Hurst should be back from a concussion to play that game. That game's at 4:30. Then you got Washington at Tampa Bay. I'm leaning towards Tampa Bay because of based off the experience they have and the rookie Daniels from Washington. First time it's in the playoff, but it's amazing. That's what Stroud did a year ago, and he did it again this year. So, second year in the league, so it's amazing. But anyhow, those are your game, and then we have the big one on Monday night. There'll be January 13th. There'll be Minnesota against the Rams. I like Minnesota to beat the Rams. It's going to be a good game. It's 8 o'clock on ABC. So those are my picks. Today, guys, I made a little thing on my short reference at Tyreek Hill. General manager Chris Grier came out and saying that he did not requested any trades. So I guess the media, blow things out of proportion. But if you look at at Tyreek Hill comment, that's what he's actually meant. But then I said it on my podcast that when you lose, you're angry. You say whatever you want to say. You just gotta be careful how you say it. When Tyreek Hill was traded here, not traded, when he actually left Kansas City and came to Miami, he actually practically said that he was here for the dough. The dough means the money. He didn't say he was here for 3 rings. Now, the comments out there, and which I understand, if he would have stayed in Kansas City, he'd probably get a couple of those rings. But, sometimes, guys, that's what happens. You request a trade, and so there's give me a second. I mean, I'm just getting notification as I'm doing the video. Sorry about that. Oh, that's general manager. This is from the Bleacher Report. Just came out and said he ripped the Pro Bowl snub. Chris Grier called out Devon A. Chain and Zach Sealer being left on the roster. I'm not gonna say the bad word he said because I don't say bad words in this thing. This thing. So I guess he's upset. But guys, pro football, man. It's all it is. It's pro football, and you have to understand one thing in this league, and I tell this to all my fans, man, that you got some favoritism. You got people that it's on your side, and you got people that's not on your side. So sometimes you're going to get those kind of reaction and comments. So the good thing, Tariq Hill, I'm going back to Tariq Hill. I guess Grier talked to him and he said there was no trade clause. There was nothing should have came out. Yeah, I guess he did it because he was angry. And another one came out. The Ramsey one out. And as sports podcaster, I always say this: we have to be careful how we say things, how we take things in perspective, in a way that you could hurt anybody feeling. I mean, I just made a video in short, and one guy thought that Tariq Hill was gone, that he passed away. I mean, and he didn't. I guess that's what the song meant. I just said the song said goodbye, and I guess they misunderstood, but that's okay. That's a human error, and some people need to understand more that entertainment, sports is entertainment. That's every league. That's the NFL. That's the hockey league. That's the baseball. It's just entertainment. The only thing I'm gonna tell you the truth, there is a revenue in this league. There is a revenue, and the revenue is let's fill the stadium with people. And how do you fill the stadium with people? By putting superstars. But you see what happened is that the fan, besides the superstars, they're not worried about the superstars. They're worried about winning, making it to the playoffs, possible Super Bowl. Same thing as World Series. Go to the playoffs, make it to the World Series. Look at hockey. Same thing. I'm not saying that's not good that you could have a good player in your team. You do. But sometimes I'm going to be honest with you. Good players, it's a problem for the team because they know they're that good and they're that selfish. And I brought that up, that selfish and that ego and that pride that they have, that hurts the team. I told one of my subscriber today what the NFL, a lot of teams lack of. And what they lack of is leadership, discipline, okay, and accountability. These are the three things that is major in a football field, and not only football, in any program, any sports. A couple of times people say in the media, McDaniel lost the locker room. How do we know that? We just don't know that. People don't respect McDaniel. McDaniel's too soft. If I want to say something about McDaniel, because who am I to judge, is that McDaniel needs to get his playbook and give it to somebody else. Of course, I'm talking about the Dolphins now. And this team has too much talent. And sometimes you got to get rid of cancer in your ball club. If you have cancer, you got to get rid of it. No matter how good this player is, no matter what your mindset is, he's going to make us win. Tua Tagovailoa, into his fifth year. Concussion. Now the hip injury. It doesn't require surgery. Fine. Okay, he should be ready for the 2025 season, 26 season. Are you taking a risk? Why suddenly the doctor says he can't play for now, and he was not going to play in the playoffs if we would have made it regardless. See, that's another thing I want to say, man. We already eliminated out of the playoffs. I don't know why Tyreek Hill, why any football player from any team gets mad and upset. You got Jets fans out there. Oh, we beat a divisional team. Who cares? This is the first time you beat us in 6, 7 games with Tua. Well, I mean, that's actually without Tua. Tua has been beating you, but see, I don't look at that because any given Sunday you could get beaten regardless. Now, I'm a firm believer in the home field advantage. Yes, I'm a firm believer because and when you turn over the ball and what are the winning percentage when you turn the ball over. Let's be honest. I mean, we all know this. I mean, we don't have to go to school for this. I mean, we repeat ourselves every time, and you see it in the broadcasters. If you turn the ball over 90% of the time, you're not winning in this league. We know that. There's a lot of rules that the NFL changed through the years, the kickoff and all that to improve. Listen, we got to go back to the basic. Go to real football, man. One thing that they need to really improve are the instant replays. What they really need to improve are the referees out there in the field. Okay, there's a lot of games that cost a lot of teams this year per flag. We had Kansas City fans telling me, "Well, George, we end up, with a good record this year, but how many games did the flags win against the other team and you won the game? Let's be honest. You got to be real on this, man. There's some bad calls, there's some good calls. I'm not saying that, but they need to evaluate, and that's the word I want to use, evaluation for these referees, especially now in the playoffs. This is where you have to be careful now, because this is serious. You got 16, 17 regular season game. I always say when you win 10, 11 games, you should be in the playoffs, regardless what your record is. And I'll bring something back that I'm going to say that I was talking the other night too. Is it's funny how we say we can't play in the cold weather. We can be good teams. We always beat bad teams. Yeah, but if you don't win your game, how do you win? Regardless. So I'm using an example. Let's say Miami won 10 games. They would have been in the playoffs right now. And right now, we didn't care who they beat, who they lost to. Because now when you go to the playoff, what's your record? 0-0. Everybody start back on track, 0-0. Fresh start. When the season starts, what happened? Everybody's undefeated. Nobody has played a game yet. So every NFL team is undefeated until you actually play a game. I mean, sometimes I call it common sense, guys. I mean, let's be honest. We don't want to batch anybody, no players. I heard Reggie Bush say something a while back in one of those short videos, and I don't blame him. Why players are criticizing players? Why podcasts are criticizing players and all that? Now, he did say the one thing he does criticize is actually coaches. But that's what I tell you guys. At the end of the day, they're like me and you, man. They go home to a family, man. Football is it's like a job. So that's one thing that we have to understand. They're human just like us. They make mistakes like us. But remember, I told you in the beginning of the show, we got fans, fanatics. That's the issue. That's actually the problem. And I really pray for those people that don't get it so serious. It's okay. Now you also have guys that do play fantasy football and all that, and that's something that I don't. I mean, any given Sunday you could get beaten. Any given day you could get injured. I mean, that's really common sense, guys. It's not a big deal. But let me tell you, we have I think 1 month away from baseball. We have hockey too that's going on. I did say that I'll be doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30. So I know I picked some of the playoff team for this weekend, but tomorrow officially you get all my picks, who I like. And I'll look at the injuries. I'll look at all the stats, and which stats don't mean nothing no more in the NFL, to be honest with you. It's a W or an L, a lost. That's it. That's all it means. But anyhow, thank you so much for those that have subscribed to the channel. Please, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Below, there's the comment section. Hit the thumbs up. Listen, I'm here to interact with all you guys. I appreciate those 272 people that actually have subscribed to the channel. Hopefully, I can get to 500 to 1,000 by the end of the year, so I can get more stuff done, more videos, more. You got to go through all the rules and regulations through YouTube, and that's what I want to do. I want to do it right. I want to do it, the right way, not the wrong way. Like I say, I don't use bad word here. I really don't. Don't like saying it. I know we get frustrated, we get mad. I understand all that point of view. When my season is over, Dolphins season is over, that's it. What happened? Reset. You know, rebuild and reset is two different things. I want to explain that to my fans too. We're not in a rebuilding stage. We are in a reset stage. We need to work together as a team. McDaniel and Grier has their hand full. Now, looking at the cap space and all that, and I'll get to that later on, and probably on the weekend on Friday. I mean, if I got time, like I say, I also have a full-time job. I'm gonna go ahead and look and see what this team is all about. We'll lose some players through free agency. We'll lose some. We got to do some cuts. We have a high payroll. We really do. High cap. Which tour is going to come out for 2025, 2026? Tyreek Hill, what's going to happen? Is he going to have surgery in his wrist? Is he going to, take care of his wrist? The only thing I could say about all these players, just stay out of trouble. Do your own thing. Work together as a team. We might not have Anthony Weaver either as a defensive coach. He might be a new coach heading out. I heard the former Jets coach that got fired from the Jets, Salas, whatever his name is, might come to Miami as a defensive coach. He's a good defensive coach. You got coaches in this league that good coach, and you got that can coach. But they could coach in their position if they're a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator. See, that's what I think McDaniel needs to do. Quit the play calling. Give it to somebody else and manage your team. Because you have to control the discipline of this team. Too many flags, too many penalties this year. Costly penalties, offsides, illegal motion, holding. That's a discipline thing that Miami has to fix. Leadership, I'm going to say it again. You got Tyreek Hill. You got Tua. That C that says captain on their jersey, it doesn't mean just because you're a captain. You're the biggest of the, you're the biggest of the cap, of the pack, sorry. You're not the biggest of the pack. You got to tell your team when they're down and they're up, whatever. You need to motivate them. You got to show some leadership. We're down by 7. It doesn't matter, man. We got a whole 2 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go. We could do this. That's leadership. And then the other word, accountability. You did something wrong. When you come to the sideline, listen, buddy, you can't do this. This is what's hurting the team. These are the mistakes that we're doing. Okay? If this continue, man, I'm going to have to bench you. I'm going to have to bench you and get somebody from the bench and put them in. Sometimes you got to do that. Look at ourselves when we work. If you have a cashier, and it's funny because somebody told me this today too. You have a cashier that's doing a good job as a cashier, but lately she's being short in the cash register. Now, I know what you guys are going to say, well, she's probably stealing. Well, maybe not. Maybe she's making a mistake counting. She did so well, but now she has a problem counting. Well, you replace that cashier, put somebody else in there. What do? You do an evaluation. You take the cashier to the side, and you talk to her and say, we need to evaluate here, man. You were doing so well 3 months ago, but now, these 2 months, you're coming up short. Do you know what's going on? I mean, plain and simple. Same thing in the National Football League. We have to do this. And McDaniel has to do this. He has to show accountability. In the last video, when the Dolphins beat the Browns, he came out and says to everybody, nobody gave us a chance. And he gave a great pep talk, and that's fine. That's what every coach does in the winning locker room. Okay? What happens in a losing locker room? Because see, if you're losing and you're back hey, it's gonna be okay, man. There's always a tomorrow. But if you have a guy that says, man, we're terrible, we're just not that good, that's it, period. But you know who does that? The fans. That's how we see it. We thought Miami was good. When Tyreek Hill got to Miami, what's the first thing common everybody says? Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. That wasn't my comment. One guy, the moment they got Ramsey, same thing. Why? So now you got two players. Yeah, Ramsey played to the Super Bowl. Okay, he did. Great defender, but he's not that young anymore. He got burned a lot this year too, by the way. Okay, Tyreek Hill, injury. Since the moment Tyreek Hill opened his mouth and says, I'm going to get 2,000 yards, everything went downhill. Did anybody notice that? And once again, I said in my last podcast, when they scored 70 points against the Denver Broncos, look at Miami scored since then. Look at how many games Tua has played since then. Injury has haunted this team for the longest. I haven't seen him healthy yet the whole entire year. Either they got somebody on IR, injured, questionable, not returning. I mean, you could name so many things, guys. And not particularly Miami Dolphins. That's every NFL team. Look at Detroit. Detroit, with the record they have and the injuries they got, my God, I look at their injury report. Holy Toledo, guys. The page is so long that I lost count. They got so many people in the IR. And look at their record. But you know why? Because Campbell put those guys accountable for in that field. If you're playing for me and you're playing for the Detroit Lions, this is what you have to do. This is what I expect from you. You know one thing, when Raheem Mostert fumbled the ball and McDaniel took him out and never put him back to play again, put him a couple of times in punt return and kickoff returns. Do you think that really helped Raheem Mostert? I don't think so. Come back to the side. Hey, man, it's going to be okay. It happens. It's all right. But see, when you start beating up your players and accuse them of, how bad they are, you're not good enough. We thought what happened from last year to this year. Well, you know what? Mentally and physically, these players, they get beat up in their bodies. 17 games, not 16 anymore. I mean, just a thought there, guys. That's all I can say. But anyhow, I don't have too much to say. I mean, that's all I have to say for now. I think I said plenty. I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. Once again, man, thank you for joining in Sports Night with Jorge. Once again, Mondays at 7:30, Wednesday at 7:30, Friday at 7:30. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for the support, guys, that you guys are giving me in subscribing to the channel. Listen, you're free to make a comment. Doesn't cost anything, man. It's just tell me what you like, don't like, what I could work on, what I have to improve so I can help you guys and help myself make this channel grow. Listen, I got a full-time job, and I do this because I enjoy this. And not only that, I love you guys. I really enjoy your interacting. I'm a human being. I always tell everybody at the end of my show, I always throw something positive, and I always will. It's not the end of the world, man. It's just that stay positive. Believe in yourself. You have a dream, go for that dream. Don't let nobody stop that dream. You do what you love. If you're passionate what you do it. Don't let nobody stop you. And don't let nobody tell you that you're not good enough. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that is not true. You're good enough. There's a reason why you're in this earth doing something that you want to do, that you love, and you want to do, and you want to succeed. And listen, I'm one of those that gives you that push, that support that you need. Because I'm a positive person. And trust me, I love you guys a lot. I thank you so much for everything you guys do. I really do, guys. I mean, I had a weekend with my daughter and my grandbaby and my family here. This is the moment that you share, try to share as much as you can. Be with them, and then you go back to work. It's back to business again. So, but listen, I come back to work and I'm here doing this. Why? For you guys. Nobody else but you guys. But once again, thank you so much for subscribing. And once again, don't forget to subscribe. But thank you so much for everything. You guys have a blessed night. And once again, stay encouraged. And as a Dolphin, fins up. And not only that, love you guys and God bless. Have a nice night.